Hello, it's Amy Zewe with the Friday Jerusalem Connection Report Red Alert for September 30. Counter BDS legislation, where it just cannot reach. Legislative update. Liberal and progressive California has a bipartisan bill that has passed the legislature and is on the desk of Governor Jerry Brown at the end of September for signage. It is expected to pass. After several years of documented open anti-Semitism by BDS movement activists on college campuses in particular, lawmakers took it upon themselves to craft a bill that very specifically protects free speech while outlawing or demanding that hostility and harassment against any particular student of any ethnicity cease, particularly on college campuses, but also in all Californian communities. The particular cases that came to light that these lawmakers wanted to address were Jewish students on college campuses being barred from appointment or election to leadership positions based on the fact that they were Jewish and therefore would not be able to be objective or would hold secondary allegiances in their service on those boards. As well, Jewish frats have repeatedly had swastikas pasted over their walls, eviction notices pasted to their doors. In addition, students were openly shouted at in public forums that Zionists should go to the gas chambers and that Israel is the same as equated with the Nazis. This is harassment and it breaches the notion of free speech. Lies and uninformed opinions are one thing, harassment and hostility is yet another. So this bipartisan bill has been crafted and will soon pass in the state of California. Now, this is great news, but I'm not quite sure how it's going to be applied at UC Berkeley. University of California, Berkeley is a state-funded school, and for the fall of 2016, they had on their curriculum a Middle Eastern Studies course whose main objective is to investigate and devise ways to remove the state of Israel from the map and the Jewish presence in the Middle East. Now, this is clearly alarming to many people, and it has been met with some flack. And the news at the end of September was that this course would be removed from the docket. However, the faculty course lead for this, a Professor Hatem Bazain, who openly blocked an appointment of a particular Jewish student to a judicial committee on the sole reason that he was Jewish and therefore by definition a racist and could not serve on any judicial process. He also had a charity called Open Hearts that was shut down by the U.S. government because it was found to be funding Hamas. And he also openly called publicly for an American intifada. He is still teaching at the University of Berkeley, so whether his course that openly states these objectives is on the docket or not, clearly he will still have these same objectives in his courses by other names in Middle Eastern Studies. Professor Abraham, professor of political science out of the University of Cincinnati, who's also a distinguished fellow at the Haym Solomon Center, posted an article in early September about this particular course at UC Berkeley. And he noted with some optimism that at least with a course on the books with its objectives openly noted, it was open then for all of America and community members to see and to provide scrutiny for. He also noted it was ironic that the very Western and American civilization that fosters the idea of freedom of expression and free press and freedom of thought can see its very own demise under its very eyes, in its very own classrooms, administered with its very own funding. With that, he also would probably note that with this class being canceled, the objectives by Professor Bazim would go back into the under alignment of course objectives that would not necessarily be known by the community at large, and thus he still gets to preach what he wants to college students. In another issue of curiosity, the BDS movement is also being denounced not only at the state level in America, all across America, but also at the federal level. Legislation crafted and passed by both houses of Congress, by both political parties, is being sent to the administration for signage and is actually expected to pass. However, the Obama administration keeps its line that the Israeli settlements in the so-called disputed territories are in fact illegitimate in their opinion. And while BDS is discriminatory and should not be engaged with by Americans or American companies or American interests, indeed they went ahead and practiced it anyway. In September, late September, just 2 weeks ago, the U.S. Embassy in Tel Aviv provided its annual gift baskets to its various partners in the area. In this gift basket was a bottle of wine produced by an Israeli company located in one of these so-called disputed areas. Now, the recipients of this gift basket, included a few left-wing organizations who were very quick to voice their outrage that this bottle of wine should be included in their gift basket. The result is the Obama administration very quickly issued a public apology, noting that it was an oversight that this particular bottle of wine was chosen and that they would do better choosing their vendors in the future, and also noted their continued reiteration of the fact that these settlements are illegitimate in their eyes. So while it may be against the law to engage in BDS activities in America, the Obama administration and its representatives in the embassy in Tel Aviv, they can certainly engage in it by not buying the wine next time. They inadvertently supported a Jewish company by buying the wine, but they're apologizing for it, thus sanctioning the activities, which are supposed to be illegal. So that's a bit of a curious thing. So I want to sign off with a particular verse that I find very encouraging looking at some of these crazy things that go on. Psalm 54, 2-4. Hear my prayer, O God. Give ear to the words of my mouth. For strangers have risen up against me, and oppressors seek after my soul. They have not seen the God set before them. Selah. Behold, God is mine helper, and the Lord is with them that uphold my soul. Shavua Tov. Have a great week, and Shabbat Shalom.